Welcome back to the Hard Rock Live Arena at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Glad to have you along for the ride. Jeff DeForest and the Road Warrior Glenn Johnson getting set for our next bout of the evening. Former world champion Juan Urango featured here. And we throw it up to the ring and Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, now on his way to the ring from the blue corner, here is Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins going to make his entrance into the ring, and he is, Glenn, a journeyman's journeyman. I see a lot of guys that have accumulated losses on their records that they don't necessarily imply that the fighter doesn't have ability. You've been through that, beaten by the pencil many times, as you mentioned, fighting in Europe and maybe getting stiffed by the judges. But Marty Robbins has a long, long career, and this is a guy that knows how to hang in there. You see his record, 22. 39-1, 15 KOs, and he's going to take on the hard-punching Iron Twins, Juan Urango. Looks like a guy that knows he's in for a tough time.
Well, you know, his record might not say what kind of fighter he is, and we are hoping for that tonight.
And back up to Bob.
Now making his way to the ring from the red corner, Juan Urango.
And here's a fighter who certainly has a following here in South Florida. Many of his best battles fought right here at the Hard Rock as he was making his ascent to the Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. And he has a very distinguished resume. Of course, his big fight was against Ricky Hatton. And we all know about Ricky Hatton and his popularity in the world of boxing. Here's Juan Urango, hard-punching contender, looking to get back into the title picture once again.
Well, Urango is a power puncher. Great skills. But when it comes about hitting, Kevin Johnson would like to have some of this guy punching power.
After that loss to Ricky Hatton, Juan Urango back in the ring in August of this year. Fought on the final day of the month at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and scored a fourth-round TKO to get back on the winning track. Here's the official introduction of our two combatants for this co-featured event. Here's Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood, our next bout is brought to you by Seminole Warriors Boxing Promotions and Joe DeGuardia's Star Boxing. Sponsored by the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood, the Seminole Tribe of Florida, and www.gofightlive.tv. This is a co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing in the junior welterweight division. Your judges scoring this bout at ringside are Rocky Young, Jed O'Connor, and Michael Pernick. Your referee in charge of the action is Frank Santori Jr. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 139 3/4 pounds. A veteran of 62 professional bouts. He comes from Crossville, Tennessee. Let's welcome Marty Too Sweet Robbins. His opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the yellow trunks with red and blue trim, colors of the flag of Colombia. He weighed in at 141.5 pounds. His professional record, 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 14 wins by way of knockout. El Hijo de Monteria, Colombia. Here is the former IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, Juan Iron Twin Urango. 10 rounds of boxing in the junior welterweight division. Referee Frank Santori Jr. with the instruction.
Frank Santori Jr. going to bring them together in the center of the ring. Juan Urango looking fit and ready. Former 140-pound champion in the IBF.
Keep your blows here above, right? Just obey my commands at all times. Questions? Good luck, guys.
And we get a look at the tail of the tape. Urango with just that one loss to Ricky Hatton, one draw also on his resume. Huge height advantage at 6'3" versus 5'4". Came in just a pound and a half of the junior welter limit. He's the younger of the two by far, as he enjoys 11 years advantage in terms of age. All right, the young gun, Juan Urango, Iron Twins, very strong fighter, hard body puncher. And he comes out fighting in the southpaw stance. We're familiar with Urango, Marty Robbins, the wily veteran, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Been in over 60 fights as a professional, so we know he knows all the tricks, Glenn Johnson. And he may need them tonight.
He definitely knows some tricks. We don't know if he knows all of them, but we will find out. We see he's moving around, he's stepping around, he's being patient, he's not making any mistakes yet. But we see how long he can keep this going throughout the night.
Colombia, from which Urango hails, a great South American fight country. In fact, they boast the 140-pound champ in the WBO, Ricardo Torres, who's a hard puncher also. Robbins, a southpaw, trying to establish a jab. Attempting to counter Urango, who's starting out a little bit of discipline.
Sometimes you have two southpaw facing each other. It's a little bit awkward for them. They're not used to seeing a guy. The southpaw used to seeing a right-hand fighter because that's what they face the most. So when they see face a left-hand fighter, it poses a small problem for some of them. We'll see if it does that tonight.
It's going to be a similar circumstance in our main event tonight, as Compton takes on Powell in an IBF junior middleweight eliminator. The two southpaws going to do battle in the main event coming up. Juan Urango establishing the pace of this fight. Great body puncher. We saw that in his battle with Ricky Hatton. Just didn't throw his hands enough in that fight, or he might have had a chance to win and upset the apple cart in a big way.
Well, here again he's showing great patience. Sometimes he's a little bit too patient, but he's throwing lighter punches here. He's not throwing his haymakers that he's so popular for.
Very deliberate style for Juan Urango. You'd like to think that maybe after tasting defeat for the first time, albeit in a huge matchup against a boxing superstar, that he would have gone back to the gym and become more active, and he's demonstrating that against Robbins right now, has him on the retreat. Thudding shots, you can hear those all the way in the rafters. Great body puncher, Juan Urango, either hand.
Yeah, he throws nice body shots. That's always a good thing to see. He's always a nice thing to watch. Robbins
just tossing stuff out there, trying his best to keep Urango at bay. Vicious attack right now on display by Juan Urango. He looks composed, he looks ready, and he looks to be ready to apply some finishing blows here to Robbins. In the corner of Juan Urango, that was impressive. Routinely a slow starter, Juan Urango. We know he has knockout power, knockout ability, but once he got through the first minute and a half of that round, he appeared to figure Robbins out quickly, and we saw some good evidence that he was back on his game.
Yeah, well, Urango liked to go to the body. In the first round, he didn't go head hunting at all. He stepped in there, get close, use the jab, get in position, and throw wicked body shots. You'll hear them punches from anywhere in the arena.
You love the hooks and combination that we see from Juan Urango. And these are power shots. He really picked up the pace of his punches here in the latter stages of round one.
And he mixed up the body shots nicely.
Here's round number two. Frank Santora Jr. is the third man in the ring. Juan Urango, impressive in round number one against the veteran Marty Robbins, who comes out throwing a little pepper spray in the face with that right jab of Juan Urango. You mentioned the discipline, Glenn Johnson, and that's something you'd like to see Urango improve on. And the fact that he let his hands go as frequently as he did in round number one, also impressive.
Yeah, being a little bit more educated as far as how to throw punches. He's cutting the ring off. You know, he's throwing uppercuts when the guy is leaning over. And I see a lot of good things from him. I like what he's doing. I like his patience, but I would like to see him pick it up a little bit more just to put a little bit more pressure on his opponent.
Like Ricardo Torres, Urango at his best when he is a pressure fighter. He's pressing forward. He has Robbins on his bicycle. Big right hand to the body that time, and that shook Robbins up. He grimaces in pain and bravely fights on. That was the best punch of the fight so far by Juan Urango.
Yeah, you know, he set his shoulder nicely and got a good body shot right above the navel, and you could see the reaction on his face immediately.
Right hook has been his best weapon as we're about midway through round number 2. Scheduled 10-rounder. A lot of people don't think this one will go the distance. Good combination that time, and almost showing disdain for the jab. He combines those 2 hooks as well as just about anybody in the division.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, he's moving around. He's moving around, just trying to survive. He's not showing the passion that he's trying to win the fight. He's just trying to survive the fight. He's not punching with any power. He's not punching with any speed. So he doesn't appears to be. He don't appear that he have any threat to Urango right now. Urango in no trouble. He's in control, and he's doing pretty much what he wants to do. And he's working like he's just going to get some rounds in.
Chopping Marty Robbins down as we progress into the final minute of round number 2. Former world champion Juan Urango putting his skills on display. The hooks are quick. Starting to see some lightning speed on those hooks from Juan Urango.
Urango have good reflexes. He threw a wide hook right there with a wide left hand. And, you know, 2 punches on the side, 2 good body shots.
Urango with the perfect defensive punch too, has the chin tucked in. Robbins starting to open up maybe a little bit of an invitation on the whiskers of Marty Robbins right now. Coming to the close of round number 2 of his scheduled 10-rounder. Taking a look at Marty Robbins, and if you looked up journeyman in the boxing vernacular, Marty Robbins would be that guy, a guy that can hang in there with people, maybe almost to his detriment. He's taken 2 rounds of not necessarily serious punishment from Juan Urango, but this is no easy guy to hang in there with, and yet he's doing a good job. How does that come about? You fought some of these guys, Glenn, where a guy can maintain a presence in professional boxing, but doesn't necessarily have the skills to win.
Well, Marty is moving, and for a puncher like Urango, the movement don't give him the chance to set and to sit on his punches to throw them effectively, and that's why he's surviving.
All right, here's round number 3 of a scheduled 10-rounder. Jeff DeForest, the Road Warrior, Glenn Johnson with you. Happy to have you ringside here at the Hard Rock Live Arena. Great venue for boxing here in the heart of Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Always great shows here at the Hard Rock. Our main event still to come. We're getting a look at former world champion Juan Urango. Opens up now, and a barrage of body shots. He continues to make that his MO, and making Marty Robbins pay the price for being wide open to the midsection.
Marty have surviving tactics. He moved just enough to take the steam off the punch, and he get back out in open court. And there you go again. Moving back, you feel the ropes, you slide along it, you jump up, you throw a couple of punches just enough to give him room to escape again.
Even for a survivor like Marty Robbins, it's difficult to be able to protect all areas. Urango has concentrated almost exclusively on the body so far, which is a wise tactic, and that's been his strength through the early stages of his boxing career and his ascent to the championship. But eventually, Marty Robbins is going to run out of defensive tactics, and he's going to be open upstairs. And you're thinking that Juan Urango is really going to put on a show. Good stuff out of Juan so far tonight.
Well, Urango want to put a little bit more pressure, so keep him working. So take some of those legs away. He's doing the right thing by throwing body shots, because that's going to slow the legs down in the later rounds. But he need to apply a little bit more pressure as well and throw the headshots when they come available.
Things started to turn south for Marty Robbins in terms of wins and losses. Well, I guess from the outset of his career, but really hit on hard times going back to 2005 as he lost a series of 10 fights in a row. And really hasn't rebounded from that. Just in there getting a payday. Appears to have some skills, though, Glenn. It's not easy to go 3-4 rounds with a former champion, especially a guy with the power and the ability and the overall punching style of Juan Urango.
Well, he has some skills for sure, but his biggest asset is his defensive skills. He knows how to move around just enough to take the power away from the punch. He knows just what to do to create some space to get away, and he's very good at that. And he's using it to his benefit.
A couple of missiles being thrown there by Juan Urango. And Marty Robbins unfazed, but continues to back up. Urango applying more and more pressure with each passing moment here in round number 3. As we're inside of 30 seconds to go.
Good body shot.
Now he comes upstairs, and Marty Robbins doing a good job just to survive. But it's been a barrage of hooks, both lefts and rights, from Juan Urango. 10 seconds to go in this third round. Juan Urango putting his skills on display, trying to put himself back in the title picture. Good work there from Juan Urango. And Glenn, you're not a guy to ignore the body when you're in there and you run to the light heavyweight championship in all of your fights. And we're seeing a guy who's putting on a remarkable display of body punching with both hands.
Yeah, I love body shots. There's nothing that slows guys down more and prepare him to get knocked out. Right here you see some great work from Urango. He's coming in, throw the right hand up top, and he go straight to the body. Right there, he's just stepped out and create a little bit of room, and you're going to see the sequence again from a different position.
Mixed in a little bit of an uppercut there, and just missed, and just a steady display of short, crisp hooks.
Well, you can see his defensive skill. You know, Marty is a very good survivor, and that's his biggest asset. He knows how to do that well.
Urango looking great here as we head into round number 4. Marty Robbins, the opponent. He's wearing the black and yellow trunks. The Colombian standout, Juan Iron Twins Urango, in the yellow trunks with the red trim. It's been all Juan Urango so far. Almost as if he was working the heavy bag in the gym and going to school on Marty Robbins. Much quicker than Robbins, much stronger than Robbins. Robbins trying to muster up some offense, but his offense is as much a defense mechanism as anything else here.
Yeah, well, you know, what I would like to see from Urango, too, is him stepping around and cut off the ring a little bit better than he's doing. And if he cut off the ring a little bit better, he'll get closer to Marty where he can throw the combination. But as he steps to him, it allows him to step away because it gives him that opening. You see that opening right there? He just keeps sliding around. You need to step over a little bit and take away that opening so he don't move away.
As you were saying that,
close the show.
We saw Urango land a couple of powerful shots. You can almost feel what Marty Robbins had for lunch today here as they were fighting right above us. Robbins' ability to take punishment is impressive also in this fight because he's getting hammered on the inside to the body.
There's some nice body shots. Urango is doing some good body shots, and he's showing the ability to take it so far. So, you know, that is one of the reasons why he keeps getting these fights, because the commissions know that he knows how to survive and he's not going to get hurt. And he's been doing it for so long that he end up getting these fights. And you know, it might not be where Urango want to be because he want to look impressive and close the show. So he definitely need to step up, make it close right here. But see, that's the
great combination.
That's the little opening he give the guy to step out of position. He's not able to throw the finishing punches.
As you say that, though, watching the punishment that Marty Robbins is taking and the stuff that Urango's dishing out right now, you wonder if his chest and body isn't made out of Kevlar. He needs a bulletproof vest to stop this onslaught. It's unbelievable. Nice attack there, and he goes upstairs. You like the way he's doubling and tripling that right hook.
Oh, I love the work.
Another big right hook by Juan Urango. Urango's starting to open up now.
Yeah, he's stepping up the pacer now. Now he's keeping that pace that I was talking about earlier.
Equal power in either hand. That's what makes him so dangerous. And the flow of punches from Juan Urango, radical departure. Granted, the caliber of opponent much different, but you just had the feeling as you were watching the 12 rounds of that Ricky Hatton fight that if he would let his hands go, he would be in that fight.
Sometimes a guy step up. A lot of times they show their true colors.
Final seconds of round number 4. Pretty easy fight to score so far, Glenn Johnson. It's all Juan Urango on display, as a lot of people would have anticipated. Take a look at the 2 records, and even the worst mathematician could figure out that Urango is going to be a heavy favorite. Urango is starting to pick up the pace. You love the way that he's throwing that double and triple hook with both hands. Seems to be ambidextrous the way he can deal out these hooks.
Yeah, he's doing nice combination. You can see here through a hook, and there both hands is going to the body and the head with both hands. And that's that little opening that I keep talking about, that he allowed the guy to slide out. Right there, he didn't take that step over and stop him from escaping. You can see it here again. He's stepping in, he's throwing the body shots, but then he let him slide out right there.
All Juan Urango so far. Juan Urango in the yellow trunks with the red trim. Hails from Colombia. He's had many fights here in South Florida. Marty Robbins, only his ability to withstand punishment has him still in this fight as we get into round number 5.
And he's using his jab a little bit better now, trying more survival tactics.
It's like a gnat buzzing around Urango's head, that jab. He does land the left hand that time in combination. You can't say that Robbins doesn't have skills, and not just as a survivor necessarily, but he's just in too much tough company tonight with Juan Urango. It's been impressive, and I get splattered with Robbins' sweat as that right hand just rocked Marty Robbins' liver.
Well, he's definitely have some skills. He's, you know, he's moving around nicely. He's escaping some punishment, and he's throwing punches back just enough to keep Urango from setting up the next big shot. And he's just doing just enough to survive, but he's not winning any rounds. And Urango should be looking to put him away in this round or the next round coming up.
Urango wearing him down by attrition, if nothing else. Starting to use some heavy artillery now as about midway through round number 5. Combination again. Well, those hooks to the body, Glenn Johnson. Looks like he went to school in your book on boxing. Robbins comes out of the corner with some mustard of his own, but not much steam or sting on those punches.
Well, he's just throwing the punches quick enough just to create the space for him to get away. He's not throwing with any mean intentions. He's not throwing with any serious intention to land. He just trying to throw.
He buckles that time. There was a left hook to the body to buckle Marty Robbins. The subsequent hook to the body sends him to the canvas for the first time.
7. Okay.
You sensed it coming that Juan Urango was going to open up here in round number 5. You really had to wonder what was keeping Marty Robbins up. Just a tremendous amount of punishment being dished out by Juan Urango in methodical fashion. Power shots to the body in numbers like you've never seen. Now goes upstairs. Robbins about to go.
Well, the referee should really get close here. You know, this is a tough guy, and sometimes it's too tough for your own good body
shot. He goes for the second time, and Santora could stop this fight right now. You see a welt coming and starting to form a nasty-looking knot both above and below the eye of Marty Robbins, if you look at the left eye. And he's been down twice. 3 knockdown rule in effect. 1 more and he's gone. He's gone now, basically for all intents and purposes. And Santora wisely stops the fight.
Good stoppage. Good stoppage.
Incredible display.
I sense he was going to stop him in this round.
Yeah, tossing hooks. Juan Urango living up to his trademark. If he was just in there for the work and to gather up a win and let people know he was still around, he more than made a statement tonight with an outstanding knockout victory over Marty Robbins. It'll officially go down as a TKO. He had him. He was going to knock him down for the 3rd time anyway. You got to love Marty Robbins, though, for showing the tenacity to hang in there against this hard-punching southpaw from Colombia.
Well, he definitely did what he could, and he survived as long as he could. But over time, the talent catch up with him, and it crumbles him to the floor.
You wonder how much longer Marty Robbins stays in the game. If he took on lesser competition, he might actually be able to beat somebody. Certainly capable of going the distance with people that don't hit as hard as Juan Urango. I don't know if you can understand how amazing that was, because Urango was throwing nothing but bombs in this fight, almost from the opening bell.
And Urango can hit. Each time he makes contact, you're going to see some of his power punching coming up shortly. You're going to see the way how he set his shoulder and get good rotation. Watch the rotation on these punches. Look at that hook. Look, you see the rotation on that body shot? That's what gives power. That's demonstrate power right there. Rotation. That's what a lot of fighters don't have. Good body shot. Ends everything right there. And if he get up, he's going to get more of it. The referee stopped the fight at the right time before serious damage is done.
Beauty of body punching on display, and here we get the end of the fight, as Marty Robbins had more than seen enough, and so had Frank Santoro, and a very impressive win for Juan Urango. Just a vicious attack and a lot of quickness there as he punched in combination. You really like to see that.
It's a good showing.
Let's get the official time of the stoppage here from the affable Bob Alexander.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood, referee Frank Santori Jr. stops this bout at 2 minutes 44 seconds of the 5th round. Your winner by TKO, Juan Iron Twins Urango.